What's up everybody, Matt Moran here for another My Week With video. So this week I've been driving the 2024 Honda Ridgeline, and this is the new Trail Sport version of the Ridgeline. The Ridgeline also gets a light refresh for 2024 here. Visually, the only difference between this and the 2023 is the fact that you have a new Ridgeline stamping on the back of the tailgate there, which is actually a really nice visual upgrade in my opinion. Gives a little bit of extra aggression to go along with the more aggressive front end that we saw last year. There's also a huge improvement here on the inside, but first, as far as this new Trail Sport version goes, the big thing here is the fact that you have the Trail Sport for the first time on the Ridgeline, and like all the other Trail Sport vehicles in the Honda lineup here, it just gives you these general grabber all-terrain sport tires, which are definitely knobbier than your regular Ridgeline tires, along with a new suspension tune to go along with that, and also a skid plate for the oil pan has been added as well. And the one thing I'm happy to report is that these tires haven't ruined the great ride of the Ridgeline. The Ridgeline is still my favorite mid-size truck for anyone who doesn't need a manual transfer case and body on frame thing. If you're able to live with the slight limitations of the Ridgeline, it's going to give you a miles better experience as far as a daily driver goes compared to all those body on frame trucks. And I still think the Ridgeline is this very underappreciated vehicle that if most truck buyers were honest with themselves about what they actually did, I think the Ridgeline would probably serve most people just fine, but I know there's a certain thing about having the body on frame thing, and there's lots of cool new body on frame mid-size trucks. They're all nice and have their own perks, but if you're someone who doesn't need to have the rough and ready truck thing, I think this, especially now with these all-terrain tires, gives you most of the same functionality, and it's nice to just have the auto all-wheel drive system and all that. And I really enjoy the Ridgeline here still, even all these years later. It is getting pretty dated. I'm hoping we get a new generation version based on the new next-gen Honda Pilot here that we have from last year. Hopefully, we get a version of that here for the Ridgeline here at some point relatively soon, along with the Passport, which is also outdated and, has a minor refresh here this year. But they really did give this interior a nice modernization this year that really, from an interior standpoint, makes it so that you don't really need to have a new Ridgeline, to be totally honest. They really did an enhancement that is really exhaustive here, where they swapped a ton of stuff. They swapped the gauges for the new Honda cluster. They also swapped the infotainment system to give us this new 9-inch screen that has a nice metal volume knob and has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and the newest Honda infotainment software, which is also very good, and I'm really happy to see that. They can improve. They also kind of standardized this center console area. Instead of it being a little quirkier in the past, having the little flip down armrest from the Pilot, you now just have regular seats with the Trail Sport and badging on this one, of course, but you have a regular center console here that opens up instead of the sliding thing you used to have, which I thought was actually kind of cool. But now it's more ordinary, more normal here, and has this bigger center console area as a result. That is still really nice the way that it's all set up here. You also have this new steering wheel, and the great thing is it now has heating built into it. Previously, heated steering wheel was kind of an elusive Honda thing. Some had it as a dealer installed thing. It was just kind of iffy with the availability, but now you got Trail Sport comes with a heated steering wheel as standard, which is great. The one complaint I still have with the Ridgeline though is this transmission. It's still the ZF 9-speed, which is pretty universally known as being not an amazing transmission, and it's fine. It's probably going to be fairly reliable and all that. It's just that it's not the best with the programming, and especially like shifting from any gear to any other gear, like talking park to reverse, reverse to drive, things like that. The vehicle will actually say keep your foot on the brake while it's shifting. It's that slow to shift. There's not a single other vehicle in the automotive world that tells you to wait around while it is shifting from drive to park. That's just like crazy to me that even is acceptable, and that it continues to be acceptable here. I'm really hoping, even though the rest of this vehicle is aged very well, it'd be really nice to get the new powertrain combo with the new V6 from the Pilot and that vehicle's 10-speed automatic built in-house from Honda instead of this ZF 9-speed here. It's a minor nitpick though, as long as you're not in a hurry to get out of the vehicle. It's not like you're sitting around for 5 minutes. It's it comes on the screen for maybe 5 seconds. But if you're someone who wants to just hurry up and put it into drive, put it into reverse, put it into park, whatever, you're in an area where there's a lot of congestion or something, you don't want to be waiting around for a few seconds. Those few seconds can really get on your nerves. that is the only flaw with the Ridgeline that I can see. Otherwise, it has so many perks, having the in-bed storage there, having the swing-out tailgate, more space in the back seat here, I will say, too, compared to most of the other even brand new mid-size trucks that just came out. It's a more usable vehicle. Again, smoother ride, more refined, now has a great interior as well, and also is now starting to have a price advantage. With all these new next-gen trucks being pretty pricey, the Ridgeline's coming out to be a pretty good deal here. And so, even this Trail Sport version here comes in under $47,000, and that's still not cheap. And you can even get a more expensive Black Edition here this year, which is over $48,000. But, with now fully loaded Tacomas being well over 50, and a lot of these trucks, getting really expensive, this, not being able to crack 50 is notable these days. And honestly, I'd go for the RTL trim, which gives you, leather heated seats, the moonroof, all those nice things you're wanting, for about $44,500, which is less than most of those other trucks will offer that equipment for. And, there's a few exceptions. You might be able to get a Frontier a little cheaper and one or two others, but these also are just still very safe, very reliable, very durable. I have a good friend that actually has a Ridgeline that's several years old now, has treated him very well. Anecdotal evidence for sure, but it's just worth noting that they're these things seem like they hold up really well. They're really solid trucks, and now they're even coming in with a potential price advantage here. And yes, there's this slight little refresh here for 2024, but compared to all the other brand new midsize trucks that are hot and fresh and probably have markups and tough to get and stuff like that, these should be pretty plentiful. There might even be discounts on them at this point, things like that, to maybe sweeten that deal even further, potentially, depending on when you're watching this and what the deals are like in your area. That always will vary from person to person, but it's just worth noting. I think the Ridgeline is really worth considering if you're someone who again isn't a stickler on what a truck is and all that. If you're okay with something that isn't body on frame, you're open to something that's unibody, I think the Ridgeline is fantastic, and if I had to have a truck myself, I'd probably go for a Ridgeline as well, if you're just using it for daily driving kind of stuff. But anyway, that's all of my thoughts here on the Ridgeline. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Huge thanks to Honda for providing me here with this Ridgeline to review for you guys today. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.